Hey guys, this is your beginner's guide to mixing paints for the perfect door hanger palette. But all of that starts with the kind of paint that you use and the color selection that you have. Now, you do not need to have a rack full of paint like the one hanging behind me in order to have some really great colors to start with. So as you can see, I have these beautiful colors laid out in front of me. These are all a part of my rainbow paint pack that is sold on DecoArt's website. They are all DecoArt Americana paints. They are a matte paint, meaning they don't have any shine to them, and they are perfect for painting on door hangers. I have hand-picked every one of these colors because if you know me, you know I love color. I love bright colors. Every once in a while, you might need white, black, or brown, but for the most part, these will be a really great starter set for you, no matter what project you're getting ready to paint. And then we're gonna be talking about the color wheel. Some of you guys may remember learning about this in your elementary art classroom, and you may be scratching your head like, what did I learn? Was it primary colors? What is a secondary color and a tertiary color? We're not going to go through all the nitty-gritty of that today, but I am going to show you how to use a simple color wheel like this to figure out how to mix colors in order to get the color that you might not have in this selection. So let's get started with that. Let's talk about how to use this color wheel to your advantage. So on the outside of the wheel, we have our basic colors, which you likely have in your stash or at least have something close to it. So if we wanted to take, let's say this green, this is Irish moss, we could kind of color match it to this outside yellow green that's right here. And as you can see, if you slide this wheel around by mixing red with this, we're going to get this really interesting sort of terracotta orange. By mixing yellow, we're going to get an even brighter yellowy green. By mixing blue, we're going to get a deeper green. Mixing white is going to give you a really pale, like pistachio color. And then mixing black is going to give you a deeper, more like forest green. So you can use this color wheel to figure out what colors you can add to the color that you have to change it. Let's try another one. Let's look at red. So if we rotate this around to red, if we mix red with red, of course, we're just getting red. If you mix yellow with red, you're gonna get orange. Blue and red are gonna make this deeper, like bluish purple. Red and white will make this soft pink. Red and black will make a kind of like a maroon color. If you flip your color wheel over on the back, there's even more information. So it tells us that by mixing certain colors with the base color that we have, it's going to change the tint, the tone, or the shade. Now, it explained on the front of this what tint, tone, and shade mean. Tint is any color plus white. So that would be like if we mixed white with this, we would get a lighter shade of this color. Tone is when you mix any color with a gray. Now, I do not have a gray sitting out, so I'm just going to grab a basic gray. If I were to add gray to this, it would create a different tone of the same color. And then shade is anytime you take a color and mix it with black, and that's going to create the same color but darker. So on the back, we can see that if we were to take that yellow green, let's slide it around, the yellow green that we were just talking about, if we were to add white, it says tint. If we added white, this is the color we're going to get. If we added gray, this is the tone we will get. And if we add black, we will get this shade. Let's look at it for the red. White will create pink, gray will create almost like a flesh tone color, and then black is going to create this maroon. So white, black, and gray can be used with any color to change the tint, tone, or shade of that color to create another version of the color. So with our basic rainbow colors, let's see what we can create. I've got a little foam paper plate here, and I thought we might do a little bit of color mixing for fun. I'm just going to use a palette knife to do the mixing. Okay, let's begin by practicing out the tint, tone, and shade. I've got red, and I've got white, gray, and black. And so we're going to practice taking a little bit of red and mixing it with a little bit of white to get a different tint of our red paint. As you can see, we've created a little bit of pink. We can get a little more if we want it lighter pink. That's a really easy way to create a different tint of the same color. To create a different tone, we're going to take red and we're going to mix it a little bit of gray. So you can continue to change the tone by adding more gray, or continue to change the tint by adding more white or more red to get a different shade. That created a really interesting, like grayish red. It almost looks purple. And then we're going to take the black with the red. Tiny bit of black. It doesn't take much of the black. It will overpower the red to create a different shade. Oh, we didn't use enough red. See what I meant? It overpowered that red. Let's get some more. Now we're getting like a deep burgundy. We get even more red. Tiny bit of black will do. It doesn't take much black at all to change the shade of a color. There we go. Now we have a really pretty, like, deep burgundy color. So there you can see that taking red and adding white, gray, or black will change the tint, tone, or shade of your color. So we've taken one color, actually 4 different colors, but we've made it into 7 colors. Next, I would like to use the front of our color wheel. What we just did was the back, changing the tint, tone, and shade. Now I would like to take the front of our color wheel and practice taking one color, adding another color to it to create a new color. So we're going to do, let's do this one, violet, and mix it with red to create more of a like magenta. So the closest thing I have to violet is this purple pizzazz. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of it over on the corner of my plate. And then I'm going to take the red that we had over here and bring it over and just start mixing it with that purple. And we're trying to create a really pretty magenta. That's beautiful. So that was created from these 2 colors. So we just took those and created an all new color that is really pretty. There's a color from Deco Art called Wild Berry that reminds me of this. It kind of is a really pretty in between of purple and red. So there's no need to go out and buy a bunch of different colors. Just start with a basic few so that you have at least one color of, each color that you need on your color wheel. If you need to, take your color wheel with you to the craft store and buy one of each of these colors, and then get black and white and gray, and you should be able to mix and make all the other colors that you're gonna need. That's all for today. Good luck and happy painting, and I'll see you next time.